In the vast expanse of the Indian jungle, a young boy named Ravi was on a journey to find his courage. Ravi had always been timid, afraid of the unknown and the creatures that lurked in the dense greenery that surrounded his village. The village elders often spoke of a legendary cobra, known as Sarathi, who was believed to be an omen of strength and wisdom. The story went that anyone who encountered Sarathi would either be struck by fear or inspired with extraordinary courage. One humid afternoon, driven by tales of Sarathi and a desire to conquer his fears, Ravi decided to venture deeper into the jungle than he ever had before. He walked quietly, absorbing the rustling sounds and the distant calls of exotic birds. As the shadows lengthened, he suddenly stumbled upon an unexpected sight. There, coiled under the shade of an ancient banyan tree, lay Sarathi, its scales shimmering in the diffused sunlight like molten gold. Ravi froze, his heart pounding in his chest. He remembered the words of his grandmother, "Do not fear what you do not understand." As he stood transfixed, Sarathi lifted its head, its eyes reflecting a depth that seemed to pierce through Ravi's very soul. Instead of fleeing, Ravi took a deep breath and knelt before the cobra. He felt an odd sense of calm enveloping him. Sarathi began to sway, its movements rhythmic and almost mesmerizing. It seemed to Ravi as though the cobra was telling him a silent story of survival and resilience. As the moments passed, Ravi realized that Sarathi was not something to be feared, but rather, it was a part of the jungle's heartbeat. In that instant, Ravi's fear transformed into admiration and understanding. He knew then that courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Ravi returned to his village, different from when he left. The jungle no longer seemed as daunting, the creatures not as menacing. He began sharing his experience with others, teaching the villagers that fear is but a shadow that disappears in the light of understanding. The legendary Cobra Sarathi had indeed inspired him, leaving a legacy of courage that rippled through the hearts of all who listened to his tale.